Welcome to the Good Divorce Show, where we can help you learn how to navigate the journey of divorce with less conflict, less debt, and equip you not to just get divorced, but also learn how to be divorced. Your host, certified divorce coach Karen McNenny, shares her wealth of knowledge, gets advice from other relationship experts, and interviews couples who learn how to have a good divorce, so you can too. Now here's your host, Karen.
Hi there. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Karen McNenny, your good divorce coach. And today it's tea time. It would be coffee talk, but I don't drink coffee, but I drink a lot of tea. And today I want to chat with you a little bit about appropriate tethers to your former spouse or co-parent. You may or may not have been married. But most kids come with two parents and we don't always live in the same home. So I want to share with you a few things that I share with my clients. For those of you who have been following, I am a divorce consultant. After 25 years as a business consultant, I have moved my attention to helping families move through their journey of divorce, one micro action at a time, not just the legal component. As we know, lawyers are really good at helping us get divorced, but they're not necessarily going to help us know how to be a high-functioning, thriving, peaceful family that lives across two homes. How do we actually build a divorced family? Not destroy it, but renovate it and reconstruct it. Here's the first thing that I would like you to take into consideration. What if you had photos of your former spouse in your home? Now, I don't mean next to your bedside table or on the refrigerator. That might not feel like the right thing, but in locations where your kids can see them. And I actually encourage my clients to create their own collage. So I put together a collage of photos of the kids and I when we moved into two homes, of our memories, photos of me with them, and then gave it to their dad so that he could hang that in their bedroom at their other home, so that there was a reminder of the non-residential parent in their space. And there wasn't this wall that said, you have two homes and therefore you have two separate lives. And we encourage our kids to, in some way, like bifurcate their worlds, that they can't actually be together. I encourage you not to think about a wall between your homes. Or for some of you, you might be thinking a wall. Add the drawbridge and the moat full of alligators, and there will be no crossing of the... Even if it's not a physical invitation into your home, there is a psychological invitation that happens as the residential parent when we are wondering how their time was with their other parent. Not fishing for information, but actually just celebrating with them the memories that they might have created and being happy for them, so they don't feel like they have to censor half of their life. So just putting photos in your home with their other parent, right? Photos of the children with the other parent can remind the children, not only when they might be missing that parent, that it's not a crime to miss them, to want to see them, to want to talk to them. It's something that we actually are supporting. And it is also sending a message. We're in this together. I'm not going to dismiss your father's presence from your life. We've divorced in our marriage, but the family itself still has a thread of unity in it. And that is such a gift to your children. Here's the second thing I want you to consider. What if you and your co-parent continue to send photos of special moments that you might be sharing with the child? This happens a lot in our family when we're on vacation or ski trips. I imagine my son sticking that double halfback banana peel split flip that he lands perfectly. And I know dad is there watching and he has the video of it. He sends it to me every time, so that the next time I see my son, I get to say, hey, your dad sent me the video of your half flip, round twip, split banana, and you stuck it so beautifully. I'm so proud of you. And then maybe he whips out his phone and says, oh yeah, but did dad send you this one and this one and this one? And there we are, sewing together our child's lives. so that all their experiences and all their memories can be shared between both parents. And then let's go to the varsity level of that, which is actually to have a shared family thread. Once those kids have their own phones, I have a thread with the two of them. They have a thread with their dad when we're making plans. Of course, I'm in contact with them individually, usually after age 16 or 15. This is when our kids are living more independently with a driver's license, a car, making their own arrangements with friends. I'm no longer in charge of the play dates. And also their communication with both their parents is no longer filtered through the other parent. But we established for the four of us a family thread, which might include, as was the case in spring break, our children for the first time planned their own spring break trips here in 2025. Neither of us was invited or very much involved, and off they went to two different locations with a group of friends. We're very proud of them. It shows us that we've done our job as a parent team to create autonomy and independence for them. And they were both very successful. Everybody made it home without incident. Well, during that time, both kids were sharing photos on the family thread of their experiences. And that's also what happens during humorous times where one of us might see a sign somewhere, or we see an old family friend who has a new baby and we take a selfie and we send that off. Um, there might be a joke that has been running through the family. Now, I don't need to send photos of me and the kids on the beach to their father, but I will send a photo of them on the beach to their father, right? We still want to be sensitive and realistic that he's not looking for photos of me. And that family thread, as well as before our children have their own phones, when they see us as parents creating a unified experience for the kids, is just so affirming to them. I've been doing some co-parent counseling with a couple that has one child, and I wasn't a part of their divorce journey. Safe to say, they came through a pretty difficult divorce journey, bit of a dumpster fire, quite honestly, and a lot of damage done that is still in the shadow of their family here. 1, 2, sometimes 3 years later, I will meet with these families. And one of the first things I asked them to do was just start a thread between parents that's all about the child. And we actually announce, hey, do that again. Or, oh, can I send that photo to mom? Hey, I'm going to send that to dad so he can see it. And this child started to take note. Oh, my parents are talking about me, but it's not in a negative way. Oh, my parents are actually in communication, but it's not anger, which is what this child is typically seeing, which puts them in a very, well, difficult situation and feeling like they have to censor their life and that they have to take care of their parents' emotional needs. But when they see their parents doing well, then that gives them permission to do well and to not be in that grown-up adult role. The last thing I want you to think about today in terms of appropriate tethers with your other co-parent is how we celebrate birthdays, holidays, Mother's Day, Father's Day. Now, for kiddos that are under the age of even 12, they're not driving, they probably don't have their own money, but they know Mother's Day is coming up, they see Father's Day is on the horizon. They don't necessarily have the independence and autonomy to go get a Mother's Day gift for mom, to make a thing that is special. That really comes to the responsibility of the other parent, if you're able. And if not, maybe it's a grandparent or a neighbor or a close friend. But is there something that you can do if you yourself cannot find it in yourself to take your child shopping so that they can create a special moment for their other parent? Then can you outsource it so that it still happens? Because again, otherwise it's the child who's left in that moment feeling unsatisfied, feeling like they don't get to celebrate you. My other parent definitely doesn't want to celebrate you. So it ends up not being a moment. And this is for Christmas Again, birthdays, Mother's Day, Father's Day, really taking the responsibility on with your child. Again, you're not going out and buying gifts for your former spouse, although I've heard people who do that and know what that other spouse wants. And then you can pay for it. I will probably tell uh, my husband, hey, what I really want this year is just a pair of amazing fuzzy sheepskin slippers for Christmas. They're $50. You can find them at this store. I'm going to transfer $50 over to your bank account. Will you take the kids and go shopping? And they can each wrap up one. So I get a right slipper from our daughter and a left slipper from our son, and that's fun. And they get to delight in the joy of gift giving, which is something we learn in our childhood. So think about how you might be able to do that. And in fact, as I sit here in my office and I look around, and of course I have things that the kids have made for me over the years and photos and arts projects from school. But there's also a number of things on my wall and hanging that they made with their dad after our divorce. And I know that he has things in his home that I helped the kids make, special photo albums. Um, Michael and the children every year would make a calendar for me for my birthday, and it would have photos that he had taken of the children throughout the entire year for every month. And I can't tell you how many years, probably for a decade, I got that calendar and I treasure them. And it is a collection of memories that he was making with the kids, but they see that now hanging every year in our kitchen. So I'm talking to your heart, grown-up parents, always reminding you to be the grown-up in these situations. How can you help your child to see that you are a unified parent team? How can you share images and stories so they see you celebrating their life with their other parent? And how can you help that child to still celebrate their other parent on those special occasions? And when we stop and think about it, it's not that hard, really. It's just leaving some of the past hurt, bitter, resentment, those negative feelings, which maybe you still have. And I'm asking you to suspend those, suspend them long enough to actually see the other parent through the eyes of the child who wants to share their life, celebrate all the exciting things, and to be able to still give gifts and do meaningful things, not for just you, but for their other parent as well. So be grown-ups, grown-up, and remember, everything will be okay in the end. And if it's not okay, it's not the end.
Thanks for listening. Do you have questions or thoughts about this week's episode? Let us know by following the Good Divorce Coach on Facebook and Instagram at Good Divorce Coach, and leave a comment. And be sure to tune in every Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific or listen anytime wherever you get your podcasts.